What's up, my gamer guys and gals? Your boy Godlike Gamer here, recording a ISBL Season 2 Week 7 team preview video for the Detroit Umbreons. If you remember from Season 1, they are the team that beat us in the finals, and they have been on a tear this season. They are 6-1, or 5-1, 5-1. They're 5-1, and their only loss came to a kind of like a misscheduling. They had a forfeit. So they're pretty scary team. They have Mega Swampert, Tapu Koko, Halucha, Pelipper, Kingdra, Durant, Magmar, Garchomp, Ferrothorn, Alolan, Raichu, and Matang. All solid threats. I would also like, before we start, to point out I have dropped Togedemaru for Golbat and Reuniclus for Fortress. I think this better helps my team bulk-wise. A lot of this season I haven't been able to switch in on things often enough as I would like to, and I think this could give me more switching potential and favors my team going down the stretch. Sadly, Reuniclus put in a lot of work, and I have Togedemaru on the team this week, but I needed some more bulk, and this team and those Fortress and Golbat really helped me with that. Anyways, so he's a pretty scary team. He's got Rain and Electric Terrain team, with Garchomp, Magmar, and Matang kind of just sitting there. Yeah, and Durant. He's really terrifying team. It's gonna be really hard to win. I think I have a decent shot though, but we'll see. Starting off the team, I have Eli the Whimsicott coming back off the bench for week 7, rocking another sub-seed set that is pretty good if you ask me. It's got enough speed to always outspeed things like Durant, or Durant. It outspeeds Kingdra, it outspeeds Garchomp, Durant, Alolan, Raichu, all kinds of stuff like that. Things that I wouldn't really want to mess with. Always outspeeds those things, so I can get off a Giga Drain or Hidden Power Fire if I need to. Hidden Power Fire is obviously pretty much just there for Ferrothorn, as Ferrothorn is the only check he has to sub-seed Whimsicott. And Giga Drain's just there if something goes wrong and I have to click a move, or it's just a good move to click sometimes. Can get me in range to get another substitute off or something. The game plan is one of my win conditions is getting rid of Ferrothorn and winning with Whimsicott. To be honest, that's one of my win conditions. If I can get rid of Ferrothorn, he really has nothing for this. I could honestly, if I wanted to, be an asshole, install Ferrothorn out of Gyro Balls, which he has 8 of, but that would take probably about 8 substitutes, so that isn't really ideal. Cutting my PP in half like that, but we'll see. It's an option. Probably won't go there, but next up we have Mega Blastoise. Hazard control would be really annoying to my team. If he could get up rocks or spikes, it's really gonna fuck with my team in the long run. So I really needed some kind of hazard control, and Blastoise is just really amazing at that. He's got Hidden Power Electric because his switch into, he doesn't really have a switch into Blastoise. Coco takes like 30-40%, which is not great, but that's something he doesn't want to. Halucha could get burned. Kingdra, if I fired off a Dragon Pulse, would really hurt. Durant doesn't take a hit. Magmar, Garchomp doesn't take a hit. Ferrothorn doesn't take a hit. So Pelipper should be his designated switch-in to this thing. And Pelipper kind of gets pretty fucked up by Hidden Power Electric. If I get an HP Electric off, if he's non-SPDEF invested, if he's max HP defensive, Hidden Power Electric straight up kills, which would be nice. That gets rid of his Rain Setter, making Swampert a lot less threatening, because almost every member of my team can really hurt Swampert, if not straight up OHKO it. So taking away that speed boost would be really nice. Blastoise is also a decent switch-in, or one of my only switch-ins to Swampert if it has Rain Up. I have a few others like Rotom and I guess Whimsicott, but Swampert or Blastoise isn't too KO'd by anything, barring crits or anything like that, which could be a problem. I have Rain Dish, so I switch in Blastoise and I haven't Mega Evolved. It will do like 60%, but then I can get Rain Dish and get it up to like 52 and or get up to like 42, so maybe the next one doesn't kill. We'll see. It's going to be a tough game. Blastoise is going to give me a couple pivots. That should be nice, though. Next up, making its debut on the team on the last week I'm going to have it is Togedemaru. Togedemaru is here, so I do not lose to Tapu Koko. Tapu Koko cannot have Lightning Rod, so I'm immune to any of its electric hits. And Dazzling Gleam isn't doing but 30% to me. It could have HP Ground, but if it has HP Ground, then it does not touch Rotom Heat, which is probably the more expected answer he'd think I'd be bringing for it. I honestly think that thing is going to have like Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Dazzling Gleam, Hidden Power Rock, probably. Maybe not, I don't know, but that, or maybe HP Poison. I don't know. I don't think it's going to have HP Ground. I don't really think he would use that. But we'll see. This thing can 2-hit KO Tapu Koko. It can 2-hit KO Raichu. It can, I think, 2-hit KO Durant, Kingdra, Pelipper, OHKO's Pelipper. I think it might OHKO Hawlucha. I'm not sure about that. The job of this thing is just to switch in and then maybe pivot or smack something with an Iron Head or Zingzap. I mean, this Pokemon's also good because say I'm in a really, really bad spot in the game, I could go for a flinch. I can play off a 30% flinch to win the game or get me back in it or something, you know. It's not ideally what I'd like to do, but it's an option. Endeavor's also there because if this thing gets worn down, I can switch it in to like take care of something like Ferrothorn or take care of something like, I don't know, Hawlucha without its unburden, you know? So there's a couple things I can do with this thing. Next up is another member that, if he does not handle correctly, could win. Excelgor is actually very threatening. Actually, I don't need... I don't really need the attack anymore. Originally, I had me first over Bug Buzz because I could potentially kill King, because Bug Buzz 2-hit KOs Kingdra, where I could potentially straight out kill it with like a Draco Meteor, but it's really not. I'm not sure at this point. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just put it all in my. No reason not to. The reason I cannot put the extra speed, as you saw, into my HP or my defense or SPDF is because I have to be knocked down to sash range. I have to. There's so many hits that would, like, ideally I wouldn't, you know, you don't normally want to take that much damage, but I need to be put in sash range so that I can activate my Unburden and then, you know, I don't know, switch out and then just start sweeping, to be honest. Ideally what happens, this is my lead. Ideally he sends out Pelipper and I kill that thing with a Hidden Power Electric, or he straight out swaps out into Kingdra, and then I click Bug Buzz, he knocks me down to the sash range, and I click Bug Buzz and kill that thing, and then he has really nothing to bring in on me. You know, I outspeed Swampert and kill that, I outspeed Hawlucha and really hurt that. Coco, I can really fuck up Coco. I can really hurt. There's a lot of things I can really do from my unburdened state. That would be really nice. Ferrothorn isn't switching because of Focus Blast. This thing could put in work, like I said, if he doesn't handle it correctly. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I don't even have 4 moves in this thing. Next up is I forget what move I wanted. Sucker Punch could be good. Nah. I think Shadow Ball is best. Next up is a pretty solid member of the team, Easy Bake, coming back again. Easy Bake is pretty good in this matchup, not gonna lie. He swaps in on Coco and Raichu pretty well. I can also switch in and take one hit from Mega Swampert and kill it back with Hidden Power Grass. Unless he's running some Spadef. I'd take anything from Durant besides a Stone Edge, and then at that point he has to land Stone Edge. And he doesn't have anything to eat and overheat besides Pelipper. Even if he has HP ground on his Coco, after a Scarf, whatchamacallit? A Scarf Ironhead, he is in range of overheat, even in the rain. So it's a pretty solid move to go for a lot of times. He does have, the rain will be lessening its power, which kind of sucks, but there's nothing I can do about that. We'll just have to keep on chugging. So Rotom really can be a good Pokemon in this matchup. Help me wither down some things. Next up is a member I said before that one of my win conditions was Whimsicott. The other is this thing. This thing eats one hit from anything, no matter what. Barring a crit, of course. It eats a +2 Halucha hit. It eats everything and anything. And he doesn't have any priority, if you've noticed. He has no priority. So ideally what happens is I weaken his entire team, and then I bring in this thing. And I set up a Trick Room on one turn, and I eat anything. Like I said, I eat one hit. And while in this Trick Room, I just kind of win. I just start smacking things. I do 50% to everything on his team with this set. He doesn't really, like I said, I do 50% at least to everything on his team. So if I can just get a couple of things withered down, I can win with Reuniclus. That's my second win condition. Like I said, he has to keep Ferrothorn alive. And in order to keep Ferrothorn alive, he's really going to have to probably play around with the HP on it of his other Pokemon. Ferrothorn gets no reliable recovery. It gets Leech Seed. Honestly, I see him bringing Power Whip, Leech Seed, knock off Stealth Rock. And if he brings that, he can't even touch Whimsicott in the first place. I can just sit there Hidden Power firing him. So ideally I can weaken some things and then sweep with Reuniclus. Other Pokemon I thought about bringing was Latios. Latios really could help me in late game. Terrakion. I thought about bringing Terrakion. It could be pretty strong. Didn't really want to bring Weavile this week because he doesn't really... While Ice Shard is nice for finishing off like Halucha to Coco and Raichu, I can't really touch Ferrothorn. I have to click if it's max HP, max defense, which he could bring. Low kick doesn't 2-hit KO with leftovers. At which point I have to take one hit from Ferrothorn, plus I have to take the Iron Barb's damage, and if I didn't want the Life Orb damage on top of that, I'd have to run Choice Band, which lets him freely switch into something like, I don't know, Swampert, and just kind of hit me really hard. I don't want Swampert to be able to come into free at any point. I always want to hit that thing with something. What was another thing? It also struggled with like defensive Pelipper, That could be a problem. I'd have to risk a Scald Burn to get the kill on it, which would be an issue. So I just didn't see that thing coming. Thought about Primate. Didn't, like I said, it wasn't really justifiable though. It could be good in a right situation, but I don't know. It's just really hard. I think I don't like my matchup. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't like the matchup I have versus his team. If I'm being honest, I would have really liked to have acquired Fortress before this week. That really could have helped. That really could help me in matchup wise. But I couldn't. Obviously, that's not the rules. That's not how it works. Ideally, I would have liked to have Fortress, but I just got to play with what I got. I don't like my matchup, but I do think I have a decent shot at winning if I play correctly. There's going to be a little room for error on my team. I don't really like my most sackable Pokemon is a Selgor, and a Selgor could sweep him if he doesn't have the right things to stop it. Honestly, if I could get a 5th move on Selgor, I could win. If he puts me in the Sash range, of course, but who knows, I don't know. It's going to be a tough game. It'd be really nice if Togedemaru could put in work and in the 1 week it's here. It'd be really cool if Ryunoko puts in work its last week as well. But I don't know. We'll see. Thank you guys for watching. I know it has been really the most thrilled team builder, but I really don't know what else to say. So, good boy.